Welcome back to our mid-episode break, namely 90s Minute. Every week we look back at a culturally relevant show, movie, or piece of pop culture that probably helps stoke the algorithm. This week, in honor of the premiere of Star Trek Strange New Worlds, we are looking back at the last Star Trek film to feature the original series cast, Star Trek VI: The Undiscovered Country. Star Trek VI: The Undiscovered Country is a 1991 science fiction film made to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the Star Trek franchise. After T.J. Hooker shat the bed with Star Trek V, Spock pitched a story about what if the wall came down in space, essentially framing the end of the Cold War using the tensions between the Klingons and the Federation the same way the original series had, which fills in the gaps between the original series and Star Trek: The Next Generation, as the Klingons are somewhat peaceful with the Federation in the latter series. After the Klingon moon of Praxis explodes and causes an ecological disaster on their homeworld, the Klingons recognize that war is no longer a viable option and seek peace with the United Federation of Planets. Starfleet sends the USS Enterprise A to escort the Klingon Chancellor to Earth because sending the one captain in Starfleet whose son was murdered by Klingons makes sense. Among the group of Klingons is General Chang, who enjoys quoting Shakespeare a lot, which is even better in the original Klingonese. Yes, you heard that one right. The original Klingonese. Shakespeare. During the trip, the Enterprise is framed to look like they fired on the Klingon ship and the Chancellor is assassinated, which causes Kirk and McCoy to be arrested and tried for the murder. Of course, they're found guilty and are sent to Space Alcatraz on the frozen planetoid Aurora Penthe. Captain Spock aboard the Enterprise stages a rescue of Kirk and McCoy, who escaped the prison through a series of backstabs and deals. Once back aboard the ship, Kirk finds two of the conspirators dead, and they set a sting for the third conspirator, who turns out to be Samantha from Sex and the City, playing a Vulcan protege of Spock's. Spock does a non-consensual mind meld on her and learns that there's a plan by P.F. Chang to assassinate the Federation president at the peace talks. The Enterprise and the Excelsior race there, destroy the cloaked lettuce-wrapped ship, and Kirk slow-mo saves the president. The movie ends with Starfleet giving orders to decommission the Enterprise A, and Kirk sails the ship off into the sunset. Starset. Great beyond. Whatever. They go fly off into space. The end. And that's Star Trek VI: The Undiscovered Country in a namely 90s minute. More or less. Thanks for watching and join us next Tuesday for another Namely 90s Minute. Remember, you can always hear these a day early in full episodes of Namely 90s on all major podcasting platforms, and most of the small ones too. Please subscribe and do all the other YouTube things, bell ringing, share like subscribes, that sort of stuff. And we'll catch you next time. Live long and prosper.